Beep, beep. Save me some pasture.
Sorry about him. Ever since he started selling cars, he's like a lonely dog. Every time he sees a leg, you just kind of have to shake him off.
It's all right, he's just trying to earn a living.
Yeah, at least it's an honest one. Sorta. Which is more than I can say for some people in this town.
I've agreed to represent Lyle Hammond.
Why on earth would you do that?
Why are you so sure he's guilty? Based on what evidence?
I have been following this in the paper for months. Every time I see that man on TV, I get this funny feeling up the back of my neck.
Well, that's very conclusive. Did it ever occur to you they want to get him out because he's looking out for black people?
He isn't looking out for anything but number one. Next thing you'll be trying to convince me O.J. was framed.
Why is it every conversation about race comes back to O.J.? Why can't we move on from that? Y'all need to get over it.
That was an incredible miscarriage of justice.
Black people have had to deal with that for 4 centuries. Welcome to the world.
Maybe y'all need to get over it. When black people lose sight of justice and only care about beating Whitey, I'm sorry, that's when I lose sympathy.
Sometimes beating Whitey happens to coincide with justice.
This doesn't have anything to do with black and white. This has to do with right and wrong. And this man is just about as wrong as any man could be. But hey, if you want to represent that, go ahead, honey. Go for it.
If someone spits on you, calls you a nigger, what are you gonna do?
Keep on walking. Ask God to bless them.
Now, I want you to understand, Rene, we're not fighting for victory. We're trying to get justice, to make things better for everyone.
And we cannot afford to hate them back.
Is that why Elson isn't marching?
Your brother has to learn self-control in spite of how he feels inside.
None of us can do this on our own. We got to bring Jesus along, and he's going to be marching right there beside you today, Rene, giving you the power and the strength. Okay?
Okay, go with the pastor.
It's a shame when a man with so much potential throws it all away for a few gold coins.
He claims that you want him out of office because he opposes your political agenda so often.
My agenda is to work for the people of Birmingham. I'm not looking out for one special interest group or another, like Lyle Hammond. The man can't even find an ally on a council that's got more blacks than whites.
Well, he's got to have some allies somewhere. The people keep re-electing him.
That's the problem. So Lyle thinks that he's a permanent fixture here on the council, but he has what the Greeks call hubris, excessive pride.
I know what hubris is. I've also known Lyle Hammond for a very long time, and what he's got is passion and a drive to get things done.
Oh, well, yeah, he's always trying to get something done. Last year, he was trying to get more African-American authors on our high school reading list. This year, it's a boycott against retailers, claiming that the security guards treat black customers like shoplifters.
Is that a fact?
That's for a court to decide. All I know is if Lyle fell into a hole, it would be because he was black. Or African-American, or whatever he wants to be called this week.
What kind of evidence do you have that he took kickbacks?
When a city contract is up for grabs, we always seal the bids. But some of Lyle's friends consistently underbid. Too often for it to be coincidence. You'll find out all about it at the hearings. I can't wait to see that man break sweat.
Lucky for him, lynching is so out of vogue these days. He told me that you worked on 2 of his campaigns. Now, you make it onto the council yourself, and your first priority then is to get him off. Why?
Is indignation a good enough reason? At $40,000 a year, I have a hard time figuring out how Lyle paid for his new swimming pool and his Lexus, not to mention his 3 alimony payments.
Now, he says that the drive to kick him off the council isn't about the money. It's about his unwavering support of black interests.
I take it you're not from Birmingham.
I've been away for a while, but I grew up here.
A lot of things have changed. A lot haven't. I grew up in Bessemer. I still live there. I represent those people. This isn't about skin color. It's about greed.
What about the toxic waste site he's been fighting against? He tells me that you voted to bring it in.
I can give you 6 studies we did on the project. I'll give you $100 if you don't come to the same conclusion I did.
So you're saying it's a smokescreen?
Lyle Hammond's done a lot of good in this city, but the scales started tipping in the other direction the minute he took a kickback. Now, if you excuse me, I got to get into this meeting.
Rene, we're so happy to have you back. The good Lord always gives when he takes away.
God certainly does.
I hear you working for Lyle Hammond. I just want to say we're all behind you, and I hope the Lord anoints you the way he did your father. He was one mighty fine lawyer.
Yes, he was.
And Lyle is not so hard to look at. Divorced a couple of times with no children. Very available, if you know what I mean.
Maybe after you clear his name, we should have Lyle over for dinner.
Do you mind if we leave?
What's wrong?
I'm beginning to have my doubts about Lyle. What if he really has been taking kickbacks?
After all those years in Washington, it must be hard not to be cynical about people.
It's not my cynicism, it's my naivete that worries me. I took Lyle at his word based on a person that I knew a long time ago.
Well, I knew that person too. And he sat at the lunch counter at Woolworth's, got coffee poured on his head, and he marched and went to jail. Just like you.
There must have been about 100 kids in the